International Olympic Committee's Coordination Commission has met in China to review ongoing preparations for the 2022 Olympic Winter Games. The Commission reported it was pleased with the Beijing 2022 sustainability and legacy plans.
Commission Chair Alexander Zhukov addressed a press conference in Beijing on Tuesday, saying the Beijing 2022 Organizing Committee has made progress on its preparations for the Olympic Winter Games. The Commission visited 4 proposed sites for the Games in Beijing: the new National Speed Skating Oval, the Capital Indoor Stadium, Wukesong Sports Center, and the Shogun Industry Park. The terrain for the Speed Skating Oval is already being prepared for construction work. The oval is expected to be completed by 2019. Zhukov said it was impressive to see how the organizing committee has not only capitalized on the venue legacy from Beijing 2008, but has also integrated long-lasting sustainable solutions. The Beijing 2022 organizers also gave a series of presentations that included updates on venue and competition plans for both the Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games. The organizing committee finished its first worldwide recruitment for talent last month. 22 staff members will be engaged for 21 positions, including 11 staff members recruited internationally for 10 positions.
Police at the University of Illinois has confirmed the FBI has now joined their investigation into missing Chinese student Zhang Yingying. She has been missing since last Friday.
Zhang Yingying, a 26-year-old visiting scholar at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, has been missing for 5 days. She was last heard from on Friday afternoon when she went to the One North apartment complex to sign a lease. Security footage released by police showed Zhang entered a black car before she was reported missing. Zhang, from southeast China's Fujian province, had been at the university for only 1 month.
9 villagers have died at a construction site of a reservoir. The incident occurred in South China's Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region.
A county official said a man fell unconscious while working on the newly dug reservoir at his home in Tana Village in Pingguo County on Monday. The official said 8 villagers tried to rescue him but also fell unconscious. The 9 people were rushed to hospital but died despite medical treatment.
The host was the first to go into the reservoir. He fell unconscious down there, so his ankle went down to rescue him, but both of them fainted. I am the 7th person to attempt to rescue them. I started to choke when I tried to pull one person out, so I quickly got out of the reservoir.
The 9 patients were all unconscious and the pupils were dilated, with no blood pressure. We took all rescue measures immediately. According to the experts and rescuers, the 9 probably breathed in toxic air. The investigation into the cause of the accidents requires autopsies and tests of the water and air.
According to the local authorities, the government is helping the families of the 9 with finance and other stuff. The Nigerian government says it will harness Chinese technology to improve its mining sector and attract more foreign investment.
Nigeria's acting president Yemi Osinbajo on Tuesday addressed the opening of the country's inaugural mining summit in Abuja, saying a cooperation agreement had already been signed by Nigeria and China. Osinbajo said China could help Nigeria generate investor-friendly geoscience data and reposition the mining sector.
We've also signed memoranda of understanding and technical cooperation agreements with the China Geological Survey's Shandong Mineral Exploitation Agency and the National Office of Hydrocarbons and Mines of Morocco. The collaborations are intended to leverage on the expertise and state-of-the-art technologies of these organizations in assisting Nigeria generate investor-friendly geoscience data.
We have to understand each other about the quality, about something else, common sense between the miner here and the manufacturer in China. And I think this field will provide an opportunity for us to understand each other.
The Nigerian mining sector contributes about 3% to the country's current GDP, but the government has a long-term goal to increase its share.
Further, to encourage new entrants and more investors, the federal government is working to ensure the implementation of a 3-year tax holiday for new investors in the mining sector.
The Minister for Mines and Steel Development said the government is aiming to have the mining sector play a stronger role in the diversification of revenue, the creation of jobs, and fast-tracking industrialization.
The Chinese need the raw material. They need mining products to power their industries. We need Chinese funds to develop ourselves. So the relationship is not that of assistance, but for mutual benefit.
Over 40 global construction and mining equipment manufacturers and suppliers gathered at the capital, Abuja, for the summit and exhibition.
China is aiming to build the world's third ocean drilling research vessel. The plan is in line with its hopes to become a key leader in international deep-sea drilling by 2028.
Wang Pinshen, a marine geologist at the Chinese Academy of Sciences, told press of China's aims in the field at an event marking the recent success a China-led international drilling mission. The 4-month mission was conducted on board a U.S. vessel as part of the 367th and 368th expeditions of the Integrated Ocean Drilling Program, or the IODP. China joined the program in 1998. It participated in 3 drilling missions in the South China Sea in 1999, 2014, and this year. The latest mission was proposed and led by Chinese scientists. Over 60 researchers from more than 10 countries took part. Wang said the mission was the first step in a 3-part strategy for China to engage in international ocean drilling activities. He said China aims to drill seabeds in other oceans and set up the world's 4th seabed rock database in a lab. It also hopes to build an ocean drilling vessel. The mission's U.S. vessel arrived in Shanghai on Sunday, marking the first ever visit by an international ocean drilling vessel to a Chinese port.
Greece's Piraeus Port Authority and the world's largest commercial port of Shanghai signed 2 memorandums of understanding to boost commercial ties.
The Shanghai International Port Group signed the MOUs with the Piraeus Port Authority, together with Chinese giant COSCO Shipping, the majority shareholder of PPA. Under the deal, Piraeus will strengthen its strategic position on the world trade map by increasing the incoming cargo from China to Europe. The 2 sides also agreed to strengthen cooperation in staff training, technical assistance, information exchange, as well as develop synergies to create new business opportunities.
The current agreement with the Port of Shanghai is very important. It means that through Piraeus, huge quantities of goods will be transported from Shanghai to the rest of the world. The document highlights the great perspective of growth not only for Piraeus, but for Greece as well. And Greece plays a key role for the Belt and Road Initiative, and Piraeus is the first step for this cooperation. The agreement will strengthen the national economy and employment. We need investments in this period. Such investments show that the foreigners trust our country.
Since 2010, COSCO Shipping subsidiary Piraeus Container Terminal has been operating Piers 2 and 3 at Piraeus Port under a 35-year concession agreement. In 2016, COSCO Shipping acquired 67% of the shares of PPA, turning the port into an important transport hub at the crossroads of Asia, Europe, and Africa.
The Jerusalem International Book Fair is taking place in the city, with more than 300 publishers from home and abroad and tens of thousands of books, giving readers a chance to flick through.
Held every 2 years since 1963, the 28th edition brings together authors, editors, publishers, and agents from around the world. This year, the festival has teamed up with the Hebrew Book Week and the Publishers Association to encourage dialogues among international publishers. One of those countries is China, who is exhibiting at the fair for the first time. More than 800 books from 17 Chinese publishing houses are on show, including Teacher and Self-Mandarin, books on culture, history, and on politics. Exhibitors say they have already seen a high level of interest.
More than 30 books were sold today. People coming to the book fair usually bought a lot of books.
I already purchased 2 books yesterday, and they are both children books that are illustrated with the paper cuts.
As well as book selling, there are also a number of other events, including lectures and children's storytellings. The event runs until June the 15th.
A giant panda at a zoo in central Tokyo gave birth on Monday, 5 years after her first cub was found dead just days after it was born.
According to the Ueno Zoological Gardens, the 11-year-old Shin gave birth to her cub in the early hours of Monday morning. The zoo operator said Shin had begun pacing around her enclosure in the telltale sign she might go into labor soon on Saturday, and was showing other signs of agitation over the weekend as well. Following this, she was put on 24-hour watch. The first cries from the baby cub were heard just before noon on Monday. The zoo said the sex of the cub is yet to be determined. A Chinese expert has been invited to the zoo to take better care of the cub and the mother.
The Chinese expert is experienced at taking care of new cubs and mothers. We are watching together whether Shin is caring for the cub. If the situation gets worse, we're watching together where Shin is caring for the cub. If the situation gets worse, the expert will help us get the new cubs from her mother and put it into a specially designed nursery machine for protection. But based on the current situation, we believe Shin could take care of the baby independently, so we decided to keep the status quo and observe.
Shin and her maid Riri were seen mating in late February, and thereafter the female panda had been showing signs of pregnancy and was withdrawn from public view. Through natural mating and not artificial insemination, the pair had a cub in 2012, marking the firstborn at the zoo in 24 years. The birth brought widespread delight around the nation, although hearts were soon broken as the cub died from pneumonia just 6 days after it was born. The latest birth has brought cheers from around the nation and beyond. The two pandas, Shin and Riri, have been firm favorites at the zoo since their arrival on loan from China in February 2011.
Lan and Kong were gifted to Ueno Zoological Gardens in 1972 to commemorate the two countries normalizing diplomatic ties. We're happy that a new life was born this year, which marks the 45th anniversary of the normalization of China-Japan diplomatic ties. We hope the new cub could enjoy a smooth growth, and that's our main job now. We hope more Chinese tourists could visit the zoo in the future.
Chinese martial arts are gaining popularity in Russia, not only as a way to work out, but also a lifestyle. CNC visited the Golden Dragon Martial Arts School in suburban Moscow to check out Russians' passions about Kung Fu.
Almaz Ibrahimov started practicing Chinese martial arts since he was 10 years old. Now, at the age of 21, Almaz becomes a master in Kangar Kun, a traditional boxing originated from southern China. It has a history of more than 300 years.
You should be thinking about your actions and words all the time, not only during training, but in everyday life as well. You should be a role model for students. They should follow you and wish to become a person like you.
Many Russian Kung Fu practitioners view Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan as their icons.
This is health, first of all, of mind, body, and emotions. Practicing Kung Fu develops not only practical skills or skills for self-defense, it also tells you how to cooperate with other people. This refers not only to some battles, but to the entire life. Despite that the biggest part of time is dedicated to the classes, it is not an empty-headed process. This is a kind of work that you need to think over. You have some basics that you can get from your teacher or books, but the rest you have to think by yourself.
Ekaterina Koyablova is a Tai Chi lover. She said Tai Chi is not only a workout for her, but also a life philosophy.
Люди, которые
Age has nothing to do with Tai Chi. Not like some other sports that you're not able to practice them when you're over 30 years old. You can practice Tai Chi even if you get old. When it comes to Chinese Kung Fu, people may think it is something exotic, especially to Russian culture. But when you start to practice, you will find it is something everyone needs.
Some Kung Fu learners shared their view on the exercise.
Training here is much harder, but after taking the lessons, you feel that you can just take a knock by the roots and start waving it. It gives me self-confidence. We live a life full of stress. Through practicing Kung Fu, we can confront all the fears, stress, hardships, and problems.
I want to protect myself through lots of practicing. When my father started to learn Kung Fu, he told me it is for self-defense. Then I decided to practice Kung Fu.
The Naxi people are one of China's recognized minorities from the foothills of the Himalayas. They're also holders of one of the world's last remaining pictographic languages. On Tuesday, a comic book of one of the culture's great epics, War Between Black and White, was launched at Beijing's National Library of China. We went to take a look.
The ceremony, attended by officials, cultural experts, and fans, opened with Naxi indigenous folk quarrels and dancing in the famous National Library of China. The show describes the massive and constant warfare among ancient Naxi tribes and a touching love story of a young couple.
War Between Black and White is one of the three most important epics of Naxi people. The epic eulogizes the deep and helpless love between a young couple, reflecting the hard-working Naxi people's resistance against war and their pursuit for freedom and peace.
Around 300,000 Naxi people live near the snow-capped mountains of Lijiang, a major tourist resort in southwest China's Yunnan province. The Naxi people still use the world's last surviving pictographic written language, meaning that a comic book acts as a great gateway to pull in unfamiliar audiences.
This is Dongba language. The ancient and mysterious pictographs reveals vividly the meaning of Naxi people want to express. The comic picture in front of us shows the love story between a young couple. Look at the pictographs. They are just like pictures drawn by ancient Naxi.
The pictographic language has been in use for at least 1,300 years. Today, to keep the language alive, special lessons are taught in local schools. Another highlight of the ceremony is a show from a skilled Dongba calligrapher. He explains us the meaning of his pictographic work.
The sentence is used when Naxi people offering sacrifices to ancestors, meaning going to the west, riding a crane. Crane is an ancient symbol of good luck and prosperity in China.
The War Between Black and White exhibition is also touring the world.
Our show of Dongba culture and the epic was held in Paris earlier this year, receiving great welcome by the French. The cultural exchange and communication is of great importance for our Chinese culture to go global. It gives foreigners a great chance to know Lijiang, to know Yunnan, to know China.
The exhibition lasts until June the 19th, with plans for it to travel to America later in the year.
Tao Jin, a blind painter in South China's Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region, has been painting for 20 years. Some of his paintings were brought to many countries around the world, such as Britain, Germany, and the United States, and have been collected by China Braille Library. China Report has this story.
Tao Jin is born blind and has never seen the paintings created by himself. He gets to know the objects and their details through touching, and then paints the shapes in his mind.
那到了这个位置以后，摸好了，然后下笔，这个一顿一错，它就有个骨节出来。
Painting is difficult for people like Tao, but he made it.
因为盲人本身就看不见了，那么我要挑战我看不见也能去做吗？或者是说，如果是能做的话，是不是能做得更好？
Tao Jing hopes his paintings could inspire people.
所以我们要增加信心，在这样好的一个社会环境里面，我们要珍惜。然后，不一定要你们都来画画，但是呢，希望你们在工作生活当中，向着光明前进吧。
云天无际，承载梦想。中国南方航空是中国运输飞机最多、航线网络最发达、年客运量最大的航空公司。亚洲第一，全球第三，是南航缔造的业界奇迹。蓝天壮志情，云海谱华章。
专业的团队，丰厚的经验。
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the Lake Cook Law Group.
投资理财、法律咨询，芝加哥专业律师团队为您的梦想提供最安全的保障。
This is Little Chinese Channel, 小小中文 Lesson 23. In this lesson, we will be studying these 6 Chinese characters. For our last lesson, we learned the root character, If we put a slanted stroke to the left on top of it turns into bai. Bai means white. 白色 means white. Bai is part of these 2 characters. If we turn bai back into and put a 十 right below it, this character is 早 means morning or early. 早上 means morning. If we turn 早 back into and make it back to bai and add a horizontal stroke on top, this character is 百 means 100. 100 means 100. 百分比 means percentage. Next, we'll learn a new root character. What's this? 开 means to open. 开门 means to open the door. If we make these lines go up a bit, make them poke out, it is 井 means wells. 井水 is well water. If we make these 2 strokes short vertical strokes and put a ba under it, this character is 共 means all together. 总共 means all together. It's time to write. Remember when you're writing to follow the stroke sequence. Bye. 走 摆 开 井 共 Bye-bye, the lesson is done. Dad, Mom.
同心地产，芝加哥最大的华人中介团队，无论是家居或是商业地产，给你带来全方位的最佳服务。